Alright, hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between Fly and Infi, taking place here on Concealed Hill. We have Fly spawning as the red orc player over here on the bottom left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, Infi has spawned as the blue undead over here on the top right. Undead versus orc in this 1v1 matchup. Things are already getting underway, and we'll see what will be going down in this particular game, and we'll see what's going to be unfolding here. Hold on, let me see. Got this 10 minutes for 40. Okay, maybe. Yeah, no, it took me way too long. Yeah, sorry, I do feel a little bit off. I am very rushed in terms of all of the things I need to do today, and yeah, my normal happy demeanor just seems to be a little bit more downtrodden as of late. Stress is starting to get to me in terms of just, like, yeah, stress is just starting to get to me. My apologies if it comes out in my voice, but I am going to address it since, well, you guys deserve to know if things seem to be going a little bit sideways for me. But anyways, let's go ahead and break things down. This is going to be a Blade Master going up against an undead Dreadlord. So this looks like it's going to be a Dreadlord opening. And, well, Dreadlord opening is normally very effective against human players. I'm wondering how effective it's going to be up against an orc. Normally, orc players are able to really harass very heavily early on. You need to see that Nerubian tower in order to make sure that, well, a Blade Master doesn't run on inside here, or even a Farseer later with Chain Lightning and a bunch of, well, Spirit Wolves. So that is in the realm of possibility. We are going to be going into Mass Ghouls, though, so it looks like it is going to be this expansion attempt coming in from Infi. Meanwhile, Blade Master is already out. It looks like it will be going after this 4-3-3 creep camp, taking down the Ogre Warrior, picking up that very nice item right there, then being able to, well, go back to the Voodoo Lounge, and then, well, sell his Scroll of Town Portal, pick up some healing salves, maybe a Scroll of Speed, and we'll see what else is going to come of that. Alright, Blade Master already down to 390 hit points, but, you know, no real harm right there. Meanwhile, Blade Master coming across here, Essence of Blight already being used. We should be looking at a Ziggurat now. There is that Ziggurat already being summoned. And this is the key timing to try and shut down this expansion. There are a lot of units here, but what you can purposely do is you can try to stop this Ziggurat. And by stopping this Ziggurat, you end up starting to supply block your opponent. You make it so that this Flight can't stay around for very long. But instead, we're going to be seeing, well, Fly is actually going to try and steal a bit of experience from this opponent and get that item there. We should be looking at, well, a gold mine haunted here in just a moment, but the Nerubian Tower may also be a little bit delayed. Vampiric Aura is that follow-up item, not Carry-On Swarm, interestingly enough. So it is going to be Sleep. And what is actually very useful about Sleep is that it does shut down this Blade Master when he is by himself. Alright, Acolyte trying to run away. Oh, there is that haunted gold mine. I don't know if it was canceled or if it was destroyed, as, well, we should be looking at a Sleep right here, and this Blade Master cannot really hope to stick around this fight for far too long. Alright, we are going to get into a surround here, and there you go. There's the Windwalk right after it. Acolyte is right there. There is another Sleep. Acolyte needs to get away, and the Blade Master is just going to be able to Windwalk strike once more. Nerubian Tower not yet done. Let's take a look at a little bit more damage. Are we going to see another Sleep here? Acolyte now making its way back over as well. Damage, there you go. Gonna wait for it. There you have it. Blade Master does have enough mana for a Windwalk. He is Dust, or I thought he was going to be Dust of Appearance revealed. Dreadlord did not pick it up, though, as we're going to be looking at the Acolyte once again, summoning this haunted gold mine. Now, trying to deal with an undead player who has an expansion that is a little bit more scary. Skeletal minions. Oh, are they going to disrupt the healing? Yes, they are. Blade Master losing a couple points of healing, and that is going to, well, start to eat away at some of those charges. Skeletal minions do get, well, their timed life right there, as the Dreadlord gets some skeletal minions off of a frog. Back across over here, you see a large army of ghouls, and this is a vampiric aura army. Indeed, you can see how much damage all of these units are doing. One ghoul actually getting a little bit too far out and right there, but all the ghouls are actually healing or keeping up on life fairly well. That vampiric aura living up to its name. You can see all of that damage getting, well, removed back off as the Dreadlord gets up to level 3. Is it going to be level 2 sleep? I don't think so. At level 2 sleep, it doesn't really help out as much, since you're going to be trying to shut down the main heroes anyway, and well, the extended sleep doesn't help out that much here. All right, Limb Rippers and the rest of these spider crabs will get finished off. Meanwhile, Blade Master trying to finish off the Overlord creep camp. There is a good surround right there on that Overlord, using that abusing the AI logic as it gets choked up on a rabbit. Blade Master gets to level 2. It is a bit behind here as the units are now looking to pull back again. Meanwhile, Blade Master on the other side, Unholy Aura, very, very powerful item. Ogre Magi Creep Camp could get cleared up here in just a moment. Meanwhile, Dreadlord really going into a higher level territory. Blade Master going to engage, and the Blade Master should be able, or may not be able, to win out in a one-on-one fight here. Ring of Protection plus Vampiric Aura does cause a bit of problems. You're going to see a little bit of attacks right there, all of them getting one round of heal as the Blade Master forced to retreat once again. Back down to the south, Skeletal Minions going to try and put pressure on this gold mine here. Not much is really going to be done. Meanwhile, we are looking at the Shadow Hunter offering support. Back across into the center portion of the map, Dreadlord wants to get to level 4 and level 5. Obviously, ultimate goal is to get that ultimate ability, such a powerful summon that also stuns out many units. Meanwhile, the Forest Troll High Priest is still out of commission, still sleeping on the job, literally, as it will get finished off here. That's final Forest Troll High Priest gets in an inner fire, trying to heal himself back up, but this is pretty much just free hit points recovery for that ghoul now. Back across here, Wind Riders are going to be added in. Fly opting to go for air, knowing that his opponent well, doesn't have that many anti-air units. We are looking at a single Bestiary and a Tauren Totem, but little, and we saw one Wind Rider so far, and that is going to force perhaps a construction of a handful of Crypt Fiends. Meanwhile, we can take a look across over here. Necropolis is already going to be up and running. We have one Nerubian Tower that is going to be an easy scroll of Town Portal back, as the Dreadlord is going to get to level 4 off of this Goblin Merchant Creep Camp. Forest Troll High Priest, only thing that is left. Vampiric Aura still sitting at level 1, so perhaps it is, nope, now level 2. So it may actually be level 2 sleep. I'll have to double check that for you guys, as we are now looking at a Red Drake going up against the well, the Shadow Hunter and a Wind Rider here, purposely pulling the Red Drake away from all of that action, as the Blade Master should be trying to engage against some of these other units here. Blade Master now sitting at level 3. Meanwhile, coming back down across, we are going at adept training for the Spirit Walkers. All of these ghouls and also these skeletal minions, are they going to be able to finish this off and remove some key tech? There's a sleep, beautifully done right there, as you're going to see this Tauren Totem get taken down. There is an ensnare on a ghoul. Blade Master is still right there. Let's take a look. Well, unable to get the sleep off, as the Blade Master perhaps out of view from that one particular what's it called? All right, we almost had us surround. The skeletal minions actually slipped away, and we may see the, well, yes, that push out by that Blade Master, beautifully done. Another Windwalk strike to finish off that ghoul. Meanwhile, Shadow Hunter is sitting at level 2. He's the one with Unholy Aura. Blade Master perhaps gave it up for more durability items. Yes, Potion of Greater Healing and 2 additional slots for perhaps a little bit more damage as well. Back off to the north here, 2 Spirit Towers followed by 1 Nerubian Tower, going to make that very difficult to push. Meanwhile, we are getting up a Death Knight as that follow-up hero, as the Dreadlord needs to head back. Dreadlord is going to be a little bit slow here. There's also another low hit point ghoul. Blade Master has his eyes set on the prize, and that ghoul will most likely, no, not get taken down. I'm actually surprised by that. That is a prime easy ghoul, as this Blade Master is going to be running on through. There goes, finally finishes off. Going to try to save that, as the Blade Master, Blade Master could be in trouble. Yes, it is. Blade Master is currently in trouble. Are we going to see this low hit point ghoul back off Scroll of Town Portal in order to head back here? Blade Master able to get away. Meanwhile, going to go ahead and land straight up onto all of these units as more ghouls are coming back across. Death Knight now out onto the field. Acolytes repairing the halls of the dead. That siege damage from those raiders could cause a lot of problems as the Dreadlord, well, without any serious, well, what was that? It looked like perhaps that was a heal, or I'm not quite sure what that was. Death Knight gets a Death Coil onto a Ghoul as the fight is now going across here. There's a Carrion Swarm. It looks like that is level 1 Carrion Swarm as opposed to, and we're going to be looking at the Blade Master now trying to head back. All of these units will be able to start taking more and more damage. Dreadlord needs to pull back here under the cover of these Sphere Towers. Ghouls are just being able to harvest away at from that graveyard into the forest. Dreadlord trying to engage here, but this is just not looking good. What exactly is Infi trying to do here? Infi needs to defend his base, but it doesn't seem like he has a large enough army to really fight back what he's going up against. This mass ghoul strategy should work well against the raiders, but the problem is also that there is one Wind Rider in the air that is difficult to take out, especially for this mainly melee army. Also, without some sort of range attacks, well, it is difficult to actually get damage onto any of these other units, and yeah, that are in the back. So the lines, many of the ghouls are not actually engaging in combat. Meanwhile, there is a large amount of lumber being harvested here, but what is it actually going to be used for? Black Citadel is now done. There's the slaughterhouse here. We are going into Ghoul Frenzy. Faster attack rate and increases the movement speed. They will be wandering around very, very quickly, even before the Unholy Aura comes across. Dreadlord is out onto the field. Dreadlord could actually engage against the Blade Master if necessary. Meanwhile, Death Knight sitting at level 1, as we're going to see Fly just freely creep out another difficult creep camp. Fly has been down on bases, but he's been controlling the map for a much longer period, and that may be his saving grace. He has higher level heroes, level 3 compared to, I believe, a level 4, level 1. On that Death Knight. Death Knight really not getting any experience yet. And that Shadow Hunter is continuing to have better and better items. Let's take a look at this across here. Grunt down to 34 hit points. It's going to be able to back away. Down to 10. What is it doing? It actually ended up getting focused down. A little bit of a miscontrol there. Meanwhile, battle is raging on here. Ghoul Swarm coming across. Ghoul 1-0 damage. Upgrades and also attacking very, very quickly. Dreadlord is also here as well. You can take a look. Wind Rider perhaps going to try and get away here. Blade Master should be able to finish off some of those ghouls. There's a Death Coil to save, as the Blade Master may try and get in a couple of easy kills onto some of those fleeing ghouls. Ghouls now making their way back down to the south, able to reposition themselves. 48 supply compared to 62. The gold should actually be much higher for the Undead. What is he sitting on? He's sitting on, well, he was sitting on 800. Now finally goes into a low upkeep. Let's take a look at the current resources. Yeah, 287 compared to 83. And that, well, it looks like it doesn't get updated all that often. Meanwhile, back down over here, we're taking a look. We're taking a look at the expansion now getting cleared out. Shadow Hunter already sitting at level 4. We now see a handful of Wind Riders in the air ready to put down that pressure. Blade Master now heading back off to the north again. Meanwhile, Death Knight going to go ahead and clear out all of another ground creep camp, as the Death Knight now finally at level 2 with Unholy Aura should be able to move this army around slightly faster. All right, Dreadlord is in trouble. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability should be used. No, Scroll of Town Portal. Is it going to be in time? Hex. 169 hit points, and it is able to escape. Death Coil gets it back up into the orange range, but this is not what you want to be doing. You losing control of your Dreadlord at this stage in the game. Your main primary hero, as that Dreadlord needs to get healed back up, well, drastically. All right, there is a couple of webs. There's a Carrion Swarm, not really hitting the Wind Riders, though. Not getting the main bulk, and that's really what you need. Meanwhile, Blade Master now going a little bit too far. Spirit Link now cast. I don't see any Destroyers to try and heal all of that back up. Meanwhile, Dreadlord could try and go after all of these units again. Healing Wave bouncing around. Crypt Fiends, Ghouls. All these units are, well, trying to get within combat range there, as both sides are trying to figure out, ooh, beautiful Carrion Swarm onto the Wind Riders. Wind Riders cannot take 2 or 3 more of that, as that will start to really eat away. All right, Devour magic finally happening. You're going to see a couple of webs down onto those Wind Riders, as the Wind Riders, as they get picked apart, that is going to actually be a bit of the issue there, as there is not going to be an easy way to flee and retreat. Blade Master down to 600 and some odd hit points after you saw the potion of greater healing being used. It is now being forced to retreat back again. Dreadlord gonna finish off another Wind Rider there, as the Dreadlord should be getting, well, no, not that close to 5 yet, but the Death Knight is getting, well, closer to 3. All right, population, we are looking at 63 compared to 68. The economic advantage is starting to finally take hold for Infi. However, well, Fly is using the Fountains of Health to his advantage over here at that 9 o'clock spot, and we are going to be getting up an expansion here in the center of the map momentarily. No easy armor upgrades yet, and surprisingly, we do not have the fortified armor upgrades. You know that your opponent has transitioned into Crypt Fiends and into Destroyers, and that is really when you start to need that fortified armor upgrade. You don't want to be supply blocked and then not being able to rebuild your army because you're taking the time to rebuild those orc burrows. Timing on that follow-up attack by the undead is absolutely deadly, and a lot of undead players know how to do that timing attack. All right, Great Hall, Voodoo Lounge, all here ready to go. Meanwhile, Wind Rider is going to... Their Blade Master is still sitting at 4, Shadowhunter sitting at 4, and well, can the Death Knight get to level 3? The Death Knight at level 3 becomes a bigger threat because of that big heal and his role in supporting the army. We are taking a look at 0-0 upgrades on the Wind Riders and the Raiders. The Ghouls are currently at 2-1 upgrades, so these little frenzied Ghouls actually have much higher damage than you would normally think. All right, Carrion Swarm quickly coming across here. Big damage coming here as you see a Roar now being used. Dreadlord, or well, you saw the Destroyer not getting finished off here. More web finishing off more units. Let's take a look. Another Carrion Swarm heading through, eating through many of these units. Blade Master could be in trouble. Now trying to head back. Blade Master going after the Death Knight. Death Knight is the one with the Swirl of Town Portal, so he should be fine if he gets focused down. He just has to worry about that Hex. Shadowhunter now gets up to level 5. Level 5 on the Shadowhunter means level 3 Healing Wave, and level 3 Healing Wave means, well, riskier situations for the Blade Master to dive into, as he's not as concerned about his hit points since, well, that burst heal is so effective. All right, Watchtower starting to poke back some damage here. Death Coil saves a ghoul as the Dreadlord getting into position. Level 3 on that Death Knight. It is now 4-3 compared to 5-4. The Shadowhunter being the level 5 hero for the Orc. Fly going to try to position himself here. Crypt Fiends really want to perhaps try to web down a Wind Rider or two, and if it's able to do that and slow down the Orc and force an engagement rather than the hit and run tactics that we see, that might be enough. All right, there's an ensnare onto the Dreadlord, but really no one wants to be fighting into here. Ghouls are not a very popular front line since they come in as pretty much a single file line, and by coming in a single file line, the Wind Riders are able to always pick off that leading unit. All right, Ghouls now making their way down to the south. They wanted to make sure, hey, there is no expansion down across over there. Doesn't see one. Dreadlord still seen at level 4 though. Does have an Orb of Corruption, able to attack and deal damage to the air, a little bit of range, as the Crypt Fiends, well, don't have any upgrades. 2-1 upgrades on those Ghouls, 0-0 upgrades on the Crypt Fiends, as the units now making their way around once again. Acolyte spots nothing down over here, says, you know what, why don't I just set up an expansion right next to you? That might work, as the Wind Riders are going to take this opportunity while the Undead is dealing with the creeps. All right, Blade Master going to go ahead and engage. Let's take a look at this. Death Coil right on time. Carrion Swarm heads through, but unable to save that Crypt Fiend. It does, well, an illusion? I don't think so. Oh, what, Kodo Beast went ahead and ate it right there, as the leading Crypt Fiend could get taken down. All right, Devour Magic. All of a sudden, unit is lost. Destroyer now trying to fight back here. Another Carrion Swarm come through. Crypt Fiends are getting taken down. Raiders are going after the Obsidian statues. 70 supply compared to 54. Undead has the larger army as another Carrion Swarm pushes through. All right, we have a potion of mana, so we could have some more Carrion Swarms as well. Dreadlord already at 5. Death Knight now sitting at 4. And who is coming out on top here? All right, another Wind Rider could get taken down. There it goes. Healing Wave just a little bit late. Crypt Fiends are trying to finish off some more units. Another beautiful Carrion Swarm. Let's take a look at that. Low hit point Raider able to get away. As you can take a look, more Healing Wave just bouncing around. Death Knight and the Dreadlord now making their way back over. Faster movement speed with that Unholy Aura, but unable to catch up to all of those units there. 59 supply compared to 55. We are still, well, getting that gold mine now. Death Knight is at 4. Dreadlord is at 5. Unable to get any more experience, but still able to get some of these powerful items here as the, well, Dreadlord is going to be able to get position. All right, let's take a look at this Destroyer quickly up into the air. And, oh no, the Wind Riders dove in a bit too far trying to chase after the Destroyer, or Wind Rider trying to chase after the Destroyers and then getting webbed down by the Crypt Fiends. One Destroyer going up against those Wind Riders there. And, well, we are taking a look at a couple of webs down as well, but the Wind Riders are getting finished off as and pretty quickly. 60 supply compared to 43. Infi looks like he is starting to do the necessary work. Dreadlord isn't going to be able to finish off any more of these units. And now we're starting to fight at a Fountain of Health. Web onto a Wind Rider, and this is going to be a problem. Dreadlord getting closer to 6. Death Knight now getting to 5. And there is so many low hit point units here. Yes, you're eating at the Fountain of Health, but it doesn't heal that quickly as another Kodo Beast is about to fall. And with that said, it looks like Infi has reached critical mass with his army, and it looks like this could be it. Blade Master going after a Crypt Fiend. Crypt Fiend, however, able to slip back through. Death Knight has enough for a Death Coil, but gonna decide not to use it. And surprisingly, army looks rather healthy. One low hit point Crypt Fiend, and that is it. 66 supply. And the economic advantage, getting that bonus bit of gold, really starting to take root as the main bases are nearly done mining out. Back down to the south now. Blade Master at 5. Shadow Hunter is almost at 6. We could get into Big Bad Voodoo, but with the Dreadlord's sleep ability, any sort of channel, well, isn't really that strong. All right, Ghouls now making their way through. Crypt Fiend with that preferred armor type against piercing, able to take a licking and keep on ticking, just continuing to push back. Meanwhile, Death Knight getting ensnared. Blade Master going to try to focus down a handful of low hit point Ghouls. Low hit point Ghoul gets a Death Coil. Blade Master trying to run back away as a good carry-on swarm eats through many units, only to be erased by a healing wave. There goes another Ghoul here. Death Knight. Ghouls trying to switch back around. Crypt Fiends are still using that range attack there to continue that push as the Ghouls say, you know what, I'm just going to dive on in here, and I have the superior army. I should be able to win this out. Dreadlord continuing the fight. Potion of Mana now used. It looks as though a Grunt could get taken down. Death Knight is right there nearby. Death Coil could be coming across as well, as the Obsidian statues are in the back line. Crypt Fiends trying to dance a little bit further back. Low hit point Grunts, both of them are going to get taken down here. A couple of high hit point critical strikes as the Blade Master, well, throws in the towel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.